LMIA stands for Labor Market Impact Assessment, and this is considered to be one of the most difficult uh, avenues or difficult documents to get because it is so difficult to get. Uh, this is basically a process by which an employer in Canada is able to justify to the Canadian government, to the Canadian Labor Market Department, to the labor market to show that there is negative impact of hiring a foreign worker. Once an employer gets a labor market impact assessment or LMIA, which is positive or neutral, sorry, negative or neutral, then they would be able to hire a foreign worker to Canada. This is what LMIA means. But technically, the reason why it is so difficult to get an LMIA is because think about it. Under what circumstances will you find a job in Canada? One, you have exceptional skill sets. Two, you obviously know the employer, their relative, their friends, a friend's a friend. Or three, you adopt a method which is considered to be illegal, which is you buy an LMIA or you do something which is illegal in terms of, grease the palm of the unscrupulous agent or the employer and thereby getting an LMIA. Also, it was always so difficult to find how to find these LMIA employers, how to find these employers or these companies who are in the process of hiring foreign workers or who can get an LMIA. Today, I am bringing you the way you can identify how to find these employers who have an LMIA, who are able to get an LMIA, so that you can approach these guys, you can approach these companies, you can approach these employers directly and hopefully find yourself a job, find yourself an employment, and by that, find a pathway to come to Canada, and that would then help you get 50 points or probably get you a work permit and then you make your way to come to Canada and then obviously find a pathway to PR. This is what we're going to discuss in today's video. Welcome to the channel. My name is Kubeir. I'm a CICC licensed immigration consultant, and this is all about Canadian immigration news, trends, updates, things you should do, things you definitely should not. And since we're talking about LMIAs, let's get straight to it. And that is going to Google first. So why am I at Google, right? So what we're going to do with Google is simply type CIC LMIA list. Now, that's as simple as it gets. The minute you click on this, the first link that you see, if you click on this, that is temporary foreign worker positive labor market impact assessment employers list. Now, this is through open data. IRCC basically issues open data and provides the list of all the employers for whom they have approved the LMIAs over the last quarter and the quarter before that and the years before that. So as you will scroll down this list, you would be able to see the list of employers from 2014 onwards. And as I scroll down right to the very end, and that's where I come to the most recent one, and that is for 2022 employers list, basically for the last quarter, for the third quarter. You can obviously, the fourth quarter list will be released a bit later on, but you can find all of 2022 first quarter, 2022 second quarter, and third quarter. The list of employers is all here. If I click on download button here, I would get then the list of the employers, and I should show you what happens to that. Let me just give me 1 second till I open the screen so that I can show you what happens when you get that list. So you will be able to download a list which is in an Excel format. Once you get to the Excel format list, you will be able to see right on top here is the labor market impact assessment for the different NOC codes, business locations, and this is from July to September 2022. Okay, so this was for the third quarter, and these are all the approved LMIAs with the name of the companies, with the addresses. Now, obviously, the exact address is not given. It is just sometimes the exact address is also given. But in order to find the contact details, all you need to do is Google the company's name, Google the company's details. You should be able to find the employment details. But let's get on to more what you can do with this Excel sheet. So once you have the Excel sheet, it tells you province-wise different LMIAs, whether it was high wage, whether it was low wage, whether it was even global talent stream, GTS LMIAs, all of that is here. What you can then do is, if you go to this particular section, which is under E, occupations, If I click on occupations, you will be able to see that you have all the different knock codes here. Now, let's say your knock code, let's choose one knock code here, financial managers. Let's say your knock code is 0111 before the tier system came into play. Let's say your knock code was 0111. If I click only on 0111, I would then get only those knock codes, or rather only those LMIAs which were approved only for this specific knock code, basically filtering down the list to only what is of your interest, what you are interested in. And then you have this list of all the employers here in different, you have in Quebec, you have in Ontario, you have in British Columbia. All these companies over here who have had an approved LMIA in the third quarter of last year. Here they have total number of LMIAs that were approved and the positions that were approved. Similarly, if you are not interested in 0111 or the finance managers, of course, let's look at a different knock code. Let's say we will find a knock code of, let's say, what are going to, okay, we'll see corporate sales managers. All right, let's do 0601 here. All right, 0601, click on this one. Oh, wow, that's a lot of LMIAs there for 0601. And this time you have employers in Ontario, Quebec, and again, Alberta as well, and of course, British Columbia. Again, the list of employers is here. Their addresses is here, but of course, you cannot find much with the addresses. You will have to Google the company's name so you can get more information. And of course, the number of LMIAs that were approved. The approved positions are here, okay? So there are 3 positions approved by this employer. Interesting one, because this employer is here in Ontario. If you were to contact this employer and check with them that, maybe they have an open position, you would hopefully be able to find something that might just work for you. Usually people are always struggling whether they can find an employer or not. But this way, if you've identified the employer, then all you need to do is do some more research, connect with the employer, whether it's through the company's job board, or you can basically, come back to the company's website, apply for the position through the company's website, or you can connect with them through LinkedIn, identify the company, do some research, do some background, identify who possibly would be the hiring manager, see if they are on LinkedIn, try and network with them, try and connect with them, and then approach them and see if you will be considered as an eligible candidate. So this is one way where you can identify the employer who has an approved LMIA or who prospectively can get another LMIA approved if they find your profile to be of interest to them. So this is one big news that it's not actually a big news, but this is one big link that I wanted to share with you, because people are always struggling to find the right source of finding these employers who can get you the LMIA, who can basically make you the job offer, which will help you come to Canada, whether it's through express entry or whether it's through a PNP or whether it's through coming to Canada on a work permit. So make use of this link, make use of this information, and hopefully some of you out there would be able to come to Canada sooner than later. The link is in the description, just in case you're not able to use the Google and find the link yourself. But once you have done that, do post below. Do let us know if you find success ever, or come back to our Facebook groups and share that information with us. That's basically all that I wanted to talk to you about today. If you're here, then make sure you subscribe to the channel, because that's where you get the best information out here. And follow us on Instagram. And don't forget to like and share this video. Thank you so much for joining in. I shall see you next time. Take care.